It will help as more rain comes in. If they do get some, it sounds like there's a second plume, but it shouldn't be as bad.
It shouldn't be really affect Sunday. There's going to be a lot of rain over tomorrow, so that'll be interesting to see how that clears out. The other thing is we had one baseball game canceled tonight for poor air quality up Pittsburgh and Cleveland up in Pittsburgh, so it's had a huge impact. So we'd love to see a shift in this wind direction, and the rain will certainly help out. I do think it'll be okay by Sunday up there at MetLife. Now, here's a look at the weekend forecast for us. Hot and humid. We will see isolated storms as well, and I will emphasize the isolated part. Next week, scattered storms, still hot early, but late in the week, we'll see even more storms and a cooling trend late in the week. Tonight, we've been surrounded by storms, big storms down the Midlands of South Carolina. For most of our area, we had a couple pop-up showers, but they didn't do a whole lot. The story's been the heat. It has not cooled off at all this evening. It's 11 o'clock at night, and many areas are still in the low, mid, and even upper 80s. It is just super hot and humid out there. Some of this you can blame on the urban heat island, these urban centers with all that concrete and steel. It absorbs a ton of heat by day, and it slowly releases it at night, so that becomes a heat source. But you also could blame the humidity. Humid air does not cool down much at night. We'll be real lucky to get below 70 or 80 degrees tonight and get into the 70s. Tomorrow, not as hot as today. We got up to 98. We'll still be in the mid-90s, but a better chance of pop-up storms. You'll see that low risk for strong storms tomorrow. That will become a medium risk as we go into Sunday. Up there in the Northeast, though, big risk of severe storms tomorrow. That's why we're counting on some of that to get rid of some of that smoke. Now, tomorrow and Sunday, even though there's not a lot of storms, the ones that can get going potentially could have damaging winds, so we'll watch for that downburst potential. You'll see the big storms up to the north tomorrow. That will clean out some of the smoke, and this front will help out as well. So for a couple days, that will get the smoke out of here, but those fires are going to still be burning for a while, and we might see another plume at some point. But with our winds switching to the southwest, that could actually keep the smoke away from us, and it would bring in a lot more humidity, unfortunately, which if we don't get storms out of it, it's like a double whammy. You don't want to see a really muggy day without any storms. If you're going to get humid, you might as well get some thunderstorms out of this, help produce some much needed rain. And you can see how isolated they're going to be over the weekend. So I would not count on a ton of rain, just isolated in nature. And over the next 5 days, the coast has a much higher chance of storms than we do. But that's going to be because of the stalled front. Look how scattered they are tomorrow. Really, I think going Sunday night, Monday might be our best chance. Then again, the middle of the week. We're keeping an eye on the Eastern Gulf. Weak air, low pressure down there. 30% chance of development. This is likely going to drift west over the next couple of days. We'll keep an eye on this. This could be a big rainmaker for the Gulf Coast, but this will likely have no impact on us. In fact, the stalled front up here is going to be a much bigger impact as we go into next week, and that likely could be a big rain producer for the Outer Banks. When we look at that 7-day rainfall forecast, you'll see the Gulf low down there, big bullseye, and then that secondary surge of moisture. That's what the stalled front up to the north and east. But there's that cool down heading our way late next week into next weekend. That means highs will be in the 80s. This weekend, we're in the 90s. It's hot, it's humid, pop-up afternoon storm Saturday and Sunday. Sunday likely a little bit higher chance. Your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. The 90s are here for a while, but we do drop back into the 80s by the end of next week, and that's that slight cooling trend that will stick around into next weekend with temperatures staying slightly below our average high of 91 now.